GoodNotes recently released a new version, GoodNotes 6. And if you're a longtime user or you're new to considering using it for digital planning and note-taking, this is the video that you're going to want to watch. We're going to dive into some basic tips on how to use the program, how to get started, but we're also going to dive into some benefits and features that really enhance the experience of using GoodNotes 6. So stay with me as we embark on this journey. Well guys, I'm Brandon Bonderfer, creator and founder of the Key to Success Planner. Thank you for taking a few minutes to learn about GoodNotes 6 and how you can utilize it for digital planning and note-taking. Please do me a favor. If at any time in this video you learn just one thing, go ahead and hit the like button so you can share this with other people in the community. And if you got any questions, go ahead and hit the comments. Myself or somebody else, I'm sure will gladly answer your questions or even give some thoughts and inputs on some of the tips and tricks and how you use them each and every day. And if this is the kind of content you like, please by all means hit the subscribe button. We cover everything from reviews on tech to giving you productivity and how to utilize these applications for digital planning and note-taking. So let's jump into some of the best tips for using GoodNotes. One of the first things you need to know about GoodNotes 6 is you can go ahead and import documents. You can import PDFs that you can mark up. You can create your own documents. There's templates involved in GoodNotes 6 that you can use for note-taking. Or you can import a digital planner. It starts by clicking on the New button, and from here you're going to have the opportunity to create a notebook, create a folder. Inside the folder you can create additional notes, you can add images, and you can also import documents. If you're importing a planner, this is the best way to start. If you want to create your own notebook, simply click on Notebook, and this will give you the opportunity to choose a cover, name that, and also go ahead and choose some various templates that are available. And that'll allow you to go ahead and create your own notebook. And from here, you'll have your notebook space open. Now let's talk about the actual tools and how to utilize and start making notes. Right across the top of the toolbar, you're going to see there is a drawing tab, a typing tab, and a recording tab. Clicking this will give you different options for allowing you to do different things. For example, now I'm recording. I can also go ahead and type, and I can go ahead and write. One thing you know if you're using a digital planner that has hyperlinks, this has to be in reading mode. And this will allow you to click on various buttons so you can access different pages in the planning system that you are using. I'm also going to show you a tip on how you can go about using that without deactivating your writing tool. So let's look at the writing tools. So clicking on the writing tab, you're going to see that we have some options: undo and redo, pen, eraser, highlight, creating shapes, and a lasso, and some additional tools that we'll dive into later. First and foremost is the actual pen tool itself. You're going to have the ability to choose a fountain pen, a ballpoint pen, or a brush pen. And there's going to be various settings that allow you to do different things as far as how you utilize that particular writing instrument. I personally like the ballpoint pen, and I personally like to have some additional writing aids on. I do not like to have spell check on because that'll create an underline when I'm actually doing my handwritten notes. So I can go ahead and click on the ballpoint pen. I can go over here and I can choose a different line thickness, and these are kind of like my favorites. I can go ahead and choose to have a solid, dash, or dotted line. This is new to GoodNotes 6 in a recent update, and it's kind of exciting because if you're using this to like mark off different calendars and appointments or create some blocking, you can do that. But here you can choose the various thickness of pen that you want, and you can have some defaults in there. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this thickness here, and I'm going to choose to write in black. And I can go ahead and use a thicker pen. And that's probably too thick for my liking, so I can bring that down and choose that. Now if I want to change the color, I can choose my favorites here. I can pick from a preset color to a custom color or any history of colors that I may have used. Go ahead and use red or orange. So there you go and see the colors. Now let's jump over to the eraser tool. In the eraser tool, you're going to have the ability to do a precision eraser, a standard eraser, or a stroke eraser. So let me illustrate the stroke eraser first. When I come over and I touch the end of this R, it's going to erase the entire R because that was the stroke that I made. If I choose to use the standard eraser, it's only going to erase whatever I touch with the circle. Now if I choose to erase the precision, This is going to be really precise, and it's going to only erase the strokes and pixels that are connected to the edge of the eraser. There's also this tool over here where it says highlight eraser only. I can also clear a page. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the stroke eraser and choose erase highlighter only. Where this is really effective is if you're doing any digital planning and you color block your appointments to help space out, what this task is or that appointment might be. When I use this eraser, so if I go across and erase over my text, you can see it's only erasing the highlight. And that's where, if you want to bring that back, we can hit the undo button and that'll bring us back to how it was previously. But that is a really nice feature. But let's talk about highlighting a little bit. Highlighting kind of works the same as a pen tool. I have an option to draw in a straight line, where that's really neat. And again, I go over here and choose a thickness, and I can choose a color. If I go like this and I hold down, it'll bring that into a straight line. That is a really nice feature, especially when you're trying to highlight within notes or highlight within books or PDFs that you're marking up, or you just want to have a nice clean look and feel to what it is that you're doing. The next tip I'll show you here is how to create shapes. I can come in here and I can choose its shape, and it'll basically just draw my shape. Now I can also go ahead and tap on this, and I have some various options to create fill color. As you can see, when I connected that shape, it filled in with that color, versus when here, it did not fill in that color. So that is one important thing to know. And I can draw a circle. The next one I'll show you is the Lasso Tool. I think the Lasso Tool is probably one of the most important tools when doing any digital planning or note taking, especially for digital planners, because from time to time you have like to-do lists that you have and you want to go from one day to the next day. I can go ahead and choose various options. It could be images, text boxes, quotations. Here I'm just going to choose writing, and I can go ahead and I can lasso around this text and I can move it, or I can tap and hold and copy it, and I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next day. And here I'm going to go ahead and tap and paste, and that is going to bring that text from one day to the next day. So that's one really powerful feature when it comes to using the Lasso Tool. The other thing we can do with basic tools up here is we can import different media. It can be photos from our library, or we can import different images from our device. So if we have something in our downloads, or we pulled something off the internet that we saved on our device, we can go ahead and import that. And then we have our text box, which allows us to go ahead and tap and enter in text. So that gives us the ability to go ahead and create text as well as handwrite inside our planner app or any notebook that we create in here. So those are some basic tips with getting started with GoodNotes. We're going to dive in next and talk about some of the features that really enhance the pen and digital planning experience. All right, the first tip I want to show you is how to use an eyedropper tool. Say you want to have a custom color, or there's a color on your page that you want to be able to write with. I can go into my pen tool here, and I can go ahead and choose the pen tool that I want to use. And then over here in the color, I can tap and hold and go to custom. You're going to find right here there's a little pen icon. If I tap on that, it's going to allow me to move this little segment, and I'm going to go ahead and choose that color right there. Now that added that color here, and I can choose to add it to my presets. What this will allow me to do now, if I want to write, I can choose to write in that color. The next tip I want to show you is how you go about arranging layers. With the Lasso Tool selected, I'm going to go ahead and select my shape, and I'm going to hit arrange and bring the front. And this allows me to bring different objects, handwritten text, images, and arrange them on my page spread. The next tip I want to show you is how you go about setting up split screen. I have my GoodNotes 6 application open. I can go ahead and open up my dock, and I can choose, like, say, my calendar, and I can pull that off to the side here. And that's going to allow me to customize this space and allow me to have two different applications open side by side. Where this is really helpful, especially in planning, is if you want to have your electronic scheduler and your planner side by side, you can go ahead and manually synchronize your information. In addition to split screen mode, you can also open up multiple applications. So you can have one notebook here, another notebook here, or you can add another window and choose to have another GoodNotes application open. And here I can do side by side. And I can have two different notebooks open side by side. The next tip is double tap to undo. So say if I have my highlighter and I want to go ahead and highlight this space. At any point if I want to undo that, I can simply take my two fingers and double tap on the screen and it'll go ahead and it'll undo that notation. The next two tips I want to show you have to do with pen gestures. I can go into my pen and I can choose to have pen gestures on. And here's a couple opportunities. Scribble to erase and circle to lasso, or two that I want to show you. If I'm in my pen tool, I can simply go over some handwritten notes and scribble and erase them. I can also, if I want to bring that back and move them, I can go ahead and circle and then tap and hold on the circle, and that'll create a lasso around that image and allow me to move it. That's really powerful if you do not want to switch back and forth between tools like the eraser and the lasso tool. The next set of tools are really helpful for those in digital planning. We're going to utilize the Key to Success Planner to show you various tools on how you can optimize and perform and function better when using a digital planner. So first and foremost, I'm in my digital planner and I want to go ahead and utilize hyperlinks. Now to utilize hyperlinks, I need to be in reading mode. So in reading mode, I can go ahead and click on any of the hyperlinks, any of the months, and those will take me to various places in the planner. You can see in our key page here, we have the ability for you to create indexing, and I can click on a note page and it'll take me to a note page that references notes that I have in relationship to what's in the index. So let's just say I'm in the writing mode and I want to jump on a hyperlink, but I don't want to have to go back to the reading mode. Say I want to move to January 16th. I can take my finger and tap and hold on the 16th and it'll open up this dialog box and I can choose open link. And this will allow me to utilize that hyperlink or any hyperlink if I want to get back to the key page and choose open link, and it'll take me to that without having to leave the drawing mode. That is really helpful for those that are in digital planning, so you're not constantly turning this off, turning this back on, and you want to make a quick jump from one page to the next. You can do that by using tap and hold. The next thing I want to show you is how you can go about changing the scroll direction. Maybe you want to scroll up and down versus horizontal. I can simply go into here and choose scroll direction and choose vertical, and then from here now it'll choose to scroll vertical, and I can change that back to horizontal by going to the notebook settings and changing horizontal, and now it'll go ahead and change back to horizontal. The next tip will help you navigate throughout different segments in the planner. I can go ahead and click on the page view button and it'll show me all the different pages that are in the planning system, or any PDF for that matter. I can even select the drop down here and add pages before or after. I can duplicate pages, I can export pages, and I can even delete some pages. I can also open pages in new windows. And where this is really powerful, say if I'm in my daily planning and this is my daily planner for next week, and I want to go ahead and have my weekly add a view planning page open, I can do that. So let's go ahead and go to page view. We're going to go ahead and go back to this page here, which is our daily view, and open in a new window. And that is going to allow me to have two versions of this open. And we talked before about using this side-by-side window. You can easily do that. So now on the left side here, I can have my planning board and my priorities for the week. And on the right side here, I can go ahead and I can jump between my days and start to enter in the different notes when it comes to planning for the week. Say if I want to add a document or I want to customize, the next thing I want to show you is how you can use stickers or tiles to personalize your planning system. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the drawing mode. I'm going to go ahead and go into photos here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up the insert option. Now, if you've purchased tiles from us or you have digital stickers from someone else, tiles are professional elements that allow you to personalize your pages. And I've already customized and brought in some of the tiles I want, but one of the things I want to do is I want to bring in a 24-hour format. I can go ahead and click on 24-hour format, and that is going to bring in this tile that I can utilize to change and personalize my page. This is really powerful when it comes to digital planning, because now you can start to have additional layouts for, say, the daily pages versus weekly pages, or maybe you want to bring in something special for just a particular day. One of the things I want to look at for this particular day is I want to bring in a mileage tile. So I'm going to bring in a mileage tile, and then this way in my notes section here, I can have this mileage tile, and that'll help me throughout the day track and write down any of the trips that I made and have those miles recorded here with the relationship to the day that I traveled on. The next thing I want to show you is how you can go ahead and create hyperlinks. I'm going to go into my meeting pages, and you see here I have a meeting with Tom. I'm going to click on that meeting page with Tom, and this here, I want to be able to hyperlink this planning page for my meeting to my daily planner. So I'm going to go here and choose the page view and see that it is page 643. Then I'm going to go back to the day that I was on, so January 9th, and I'm going to go ahead and just at 9 o'clock, I'm going to tap here and add a link. Now it's going to add a little link symbol there, and I can choose to go in and link to a document or website. I can link to this document or any document that I might have in GoodNotes, and then from here I can choose the page, which the page that I want to do was 643. So we'll just scan here, find 643, click on that, and then go ahead and hit the back button. Now, right now I have this little hyperlink, and I can take that and I can use the Lasso Tool and I can move that. I could go ahead and write meeting with Tom next to it if that was my desire. And now if I was to tap on that link, I go to hit open page and it would take me right to that page. Now I can also go and change the text on that page. So I'm going to go back to that page. And here I could tap and hold and hit edit link content. And here I'm going to change this name now to meeting with Tom and hit done. And then if I even wanted to, I go ahead and I could add a highlight to it. But anytime if I want to go ahead and click on that link, it'll take me to my meeting page. The next few things I'm going to show you are just productivity tips. They're going to overall help your writing experience for using GoodNotes as well as using the iPad. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and go into my pen tool here and turn on writing aids. And here I'm going to have the spell check enabled. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and write the word oranges, or I'm going to write a little task for myself. Pick up oranges. And you're going to see that it underlined the word oranges that I wrote. If I tap on that, it's going to give me the opportunity to ignore that or choose another spelling, or I have the ability to add to the dictionary. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the word oranges here. And you're going to see it's going to change the spelling of the word oranges for me. That is a really cool feature when it comes to just being able to kind of spell check your handwriting, but yet keep it in a handwriting state. The next thing, I can go ahead and I can choose the Lasso Tool. I can tap and hold and come over here and choose the word convert, and that's going to give me the option to convert math or text. I'm going to choose text. And now it's going to take my handwritten notes and say pick up oranges, and I can either copy that text or I can convert it. And that's going to change my handwritten notes into text that I can have. The next thing that's powerful, utilizing your pen gesture, is say if I want to make a shape. I can draw that shape and complete the shape and then just hold, and it'll create that shape for me. So I can do various shapes by just drawing, closing the shape, and then holding until it illustrates the shape. The next thing I want to talk about is how you can really improve the writing experience with the iPad. Now I'm using a couple things that kind of really help my writing experience. Many people want to have like a paper-like feeling when they're writing, and with the iPad and it being a glass screen, it's kind of challenging. But I found tools, and you'll see on my pencil here, there's a metal tip that does not come standard with the iPad, but it gives me a lot more precision when I'm writing. The other thing you'll notice is the entire time I've been doing this video, I've been having this cover on. Now there's a lot of different covers that are out there. However, many covers actually stick to the screen the entire time. Now when I have this cover on, it takes away some of the gloss. But if I want to watch movies or play games, I want to be able to have just that on matte-like experience. Well, this paper-like cover is magnetic and sticks to the screen. And when I pair it with this pen tip, I have a really nice writing experience. And maybe if you listen really closely, it even sounds like I'm drawing a little bit. So if you want to check out what these two little products are, go ahead and check the description. There will be links to them there. But they are two products that I highly recommend. I've been using them for about 6 months now, and they're just absolutely fabulous, and I think they're a must, and I'll never go without them. That's good. All right, back from our cheese break there. No, I'm just kidding. So the last couple tips I want to show you are really just things to help enhance your collaboration or be able to share some of your notes. Inside the notebook here, you have the ability to click on a little share button. And from here, you can actually share the notebook. You can export the page, or you can even go about printing or mirroring the page. And if you're using like an Apple TV or some other source for presentation, you can actually share what you see on the screen. And these are all tools to help you share and export whatever it is you're doing in GoodNotes, as far as planning, taking notes, diagramming, whatever the nature may be. Now, as you start to look at GoodNotes 6, it is a paid subscription as of now versus previous editions you paid a one-time fee for the application. We're hoping and we're suggesting that hopefully with this paid subscription we're going to see a lot more updates. But is it something that you should be considering as far as switching to GoodNotes 6 versus maybe like GoodNotes 5 or a different note-taking application? Probably one of the biggest features for me that really made me want to go to GoodNotes 6 is being able to create those hyperlinks. I'm all about paying for a subscription to GoodNotes 6 if it enables that ability to have hyperlinks. For me, being able to network and connect my notes across different notebooks as well as inside my planner and use my planner as a means of indexing my life, that's pretty powerful and that's really worth it. But you're gonna have to make that decision for yourself. So if you have questions about GoodNotes 6 that we didn't cover, go ahead, hit the comments. Myself or somebody in the community, I'm sure will reach out to you. And guys and gals, if you learned just one thing, please do me a favor, hit the like button and share this with the audiences out there, or subscribe to our channel if you like this type of content. We'll continue to dive in more into GoodNotes 6 and other note-taking applications and how to use these devices for digital planning and note-taking. I'm Brandon Boniford, creator and founder of the Key to Success Planner. And if you saw our planner throughout this video and you're interested in it, go ahead, check out the description, learn about that as well as the tools that we use for planning, and you can maximize your productivity with the Key to Success system. With that being said, Lord willing, we'll see you guys in the next video. God bless each and every one of you.